Welcome to Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the San Francisco Giants and the Washington Nationals. These Giants lineup brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you got to lift Moss. Gregor Blanco in the absence of Angel Pagan, of course, leading off in center field. The outstanding rookie Joe Panik at second base, batting number 2, and plenty of pop 3 through 5. Two-time All-Star Buster Posey, two-time All-Star Pablo Sandoval, three-time All-Star Hunter Pence. A trio of left-handed bats follow, and Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, Travis Ishikawa, Jake Peavy bats number 9. And there are the regular season numbers for Steven Strasburg. His last assignment on Saturday was his final winner of the year, number 14. Finished with 242 strikeouts, tied with Johnny Cueto for the National League strikeout-proof changeup to 2014. As we continue, Blanco with a little fly ball out to center. Denard Span, a very good one there for out number 1. For the Nationals in the infield, third to first, Rendon, Desmond, Cabrera, and LaRoche, a 2012 Gold Glover at first. The outfielder, Bryce Harper, Denard Span, Jason Worth, Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
Going to drive the ball. See how he handles the fastball.
Joe Panik with a drive out to center. Span's got to get on the move, twisting and making an adjustment to finish the catch. So can claim that. Into the right field corner for Jason Worth, who is there to make the catch. A 1-2-3 start to the day for Steven Strasburg. The switch hitter is Drupal Cabrera, and Steven Strasburg round things out against G. Span, Rendon, and Worth in the Nats half of the first. A ground ball for the rookie second baseman Joe Panik, and one away for Jake Peavy.
Well, Peavy, quick scouting report. Fastball 89-90 with sink. He's going to work both sides of the plate. He's going to throw a cutter, back door and front door cutters, curveball, and a split type change.
Draft choice in a matchup that is loaded with them. Rendon swats a fly ball into center. And 2 quick outs for Jake Peavy. Let's take a look at the rest of the Giants defense today. Starting in the infield, Pablo Sandoval had a terrific defensive year, only 11 errors in 150 games. Brandon Crawford, not so much, 21 errors, among the higher totals at the position. Joe Panik and Brandon Belt. In the outfield left to right, Travis Ishikawa making just his 4th career start in left, and doing so with high stakes today. Blanco and Pence out there with him, and Buster Posey
works for him, and where it doesn't is when he gets a little too amped up.
And he loses Jason Worth on ball 4. So Jason Worth, who averages 4.5 pitches. With 2 out, Worth running. And a swing and a miss. Nothing comes of the 2-out walk. The meat of the Giants due up in the second. Sandoval, Pence, and Belt. We go there scoreless in D.C. Had a terrific defensive year as well, as we alluded to earlier. That one headed toward the gap. Denard Span closing ground to make the catch.
Bruce loves him.
1-1 pitch is hit back up the middle of the base hit. The Giants have their first base runner of the day.
Here at home, so that's what we're seeing early on out of Steven Strasburg.
Belt fades a fly ball into foul territory. Harper coming on from left. He's there to make the catch. Strasburg's gotten to a 2-strike count on 6 of the 7 batters he's faced so far. And this one he finishes his first strikeout of the day. Still scoreless in D.C. Matt Vasgersian, Ian Desmond, Bryce Harper, and Wilson Ramos for the Nationals. And Ian Desmond picking on the first pitch. Grounds to his opposite number for route number 1.
12 against the Cardinals, and did not have Strasburg at that time.
Harper pops it up. Fading on the left side of the infield for Sandoval in foul territory. And 2 away.
But they had other.
He's been more, I don't know, more Tom Glavine than Bob Gibson, if you will. And he loses Wilson Ramos, his second walk of the day.
Yeah, he has. And
strikes to his Drupal Cabrera. A swing and a miss. Jake Peavy's second strikeout of the afternoon. Another base runner left stranded, still scoreless in D.C. Series lead for the Orioles after a 7-6 win in Baltimore today. Travis Ishikawa is aboard with a base hit back up the middle. Leadoff hitter aboard here in the Giants' half of the third. Looks like they're going to keep it on with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Peavy gets the bunt down. LaRoche is going to go to second for the lead runner, and they got him.
Likely, Blanco will be putting down a bunt if they want to get runners on second and third.
And the call is overturned. You can tell by the absolute silence here at Nationals Park.
Blanco to swing at it.
Blanco sends a drive out to center. This hangs for Span. 1 away. Came as a surprise to some. That one gets away from Ramos. A free 90 feet for both Ishikawa and Peavy, and there are runners at second and third with only 1 away. On a hop pass, Cabrera on into right center field. Here's Ishikawa, Peavy to third. It's 1-0 Giants.
See a slew of them yet.
Posey hits it on the ground to Rendon, to Cabrera for 1. The relay back to LaRoche, the double play. The damage minimized and a lone run. Giants on the board first, however, it's 1-0 San Francisco.
Capability of handling himself all right.
It's a bouncing ball for Crawford. 1 gone here in the third for the Nationals leadoff. It's turned into something of a cornerstone here with the Nats. Line to right. Ball kind of snuck up on Hunter Pence, but there are 2 away here in the third. 2 big time arms, even more help. Terrific matchup later on Fox Sports 1. A 1-hopper back to Jay Peavy. 3 no-hit innings for the San Francisco right-hander.
Quietly with his mechanics, throwing his fastball firm.
Swatted back up the box and through, a base hit. So the second straight inning the Giants have opened with the base hit back up the middle.
Fluke that their numbers as a whole is pretty good.
A breaking ball hit on the ground to shortstop. Desmond to Cabrera, over to LaRoche, not in time.
Fastball changeup.
Pence runs. The throw down from Ramos is too late. Pence in well ahead of the throw. Crawford next with 1 away here in the fourth. And a base hit to right. Do they try it with Pence? Tim Flannery waving him home. Throw to the plate will be too late. 2-0 San Francisco. Five singles have translated into 2 runs for the Giants. Here's another one. Their 6th single of the day. Brandon Crawford has a base hit. First and second with 1 away. First run of the afternoon back in the third. And on the first pitch, he pops it up. Rendon for out number 2. Among the team statistical categories they lead. A great play by Rendon to second in time to force out Crawford. Plug in Anthony Rendon anywhere in the infield. Second base, third base, and a terrific play prevents any further damage in the fourth. His 7th pitch in this plate appearance. On the corner. A generous one it was for Peavy's 3rd strikeout of the day. 6th full count of the start, and LaRoche squares one up and lines it to center right at Blanco, however. And there are 2 away in the fourth. Out to right. Hunter Pence is on for it. A 1-2-3 fourth by the former Cy Young Award winner, who is in control this afternoon. There's ball 4 to Blanco. Leadoff hitters aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning.
Yeah.
See what he comes with on 3-1. Runner goes. Bouncing ball to second base. The Giants stay out of the double play by sending Blanco, and there's 1 away in the inning. 0-2 pitch to Posey, hits him. An 0-2 pitch that ran in on his hands. Strikes to Pablo Sandoval. He struck him out. him up in the infield. A huge out by Steven Strasburg to end the inning. 2 left stranded. Middle of the afternoon, still 2-0 Giants.
Superstar here.
On the ground, knocked down by Belt, and the Nationals have their first base hit of the day. A chopper back up the middle. Panic flips to Crawford. An off-balance throw to first is in time to double off Ramos, and just like that, rally almost over. We might have been looking at a pinch hitter for Steven Strasburg in the 5th. Instead, it's Strasburg on deck with 2 out and the base is empty. Foul pop. Crawford calling off Sandoval to retire the side. Boy, the pendulum of emotion swinging quickly here in D.C. We'll be back to Washington, D.C. after a word from your local Fox. 6th inning, trailing by 2. Belt, Crawford, and Ishikawa. And another leadoff hitter reaching base. It's the 4th straight inning the Giants have in Jordan Zimmerman. Back up the middle, and that one gets through. Belt to second, back-to-back singles open the Giants' 6th. The afternoon for Steven Strasburg. Enter Blevins. And Strasburg giving up a couple of singles, trying to keep it a 2-run game, and Blevins does his job. Swings away on 3-1 and sends a fly ball out to shallow right. There are 2 of what history tells us. Blanco sends a fly ball out to center. Jerry Blevins with yeoman's duty out of the Nationals bullpen strands leadoff hitters. Still 2-0 San Francisco. Here's the next payoff pitch. Whacked into right and well struck. Pence back on it. He'll play it off the wall. A leadoff pinch hit double by the ex-Giant Nate Schierholtz. In the air out to shallow left center. Blanco coming on to make the catch and keep Schierholtz at second with 1 away all day. And Rendon sends a fly ball out to right. Pence settling under this. There are 2 gone. The next 3-2. Ball 4. But Jason Worth will just wear you out. Experienced Giant postseason reliever.
This guy's tough on lefties. You don't see too many side armors from the left side. And
the 3-1. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Right-hander Hunter Strickland.
Yeah, watch the radar gun. He's got a little tap of the glove as he delivers. Throws about 98 on upwards and a curveball. So he's a 2-pitch pitcher, and he's looking to throw some.
And the Giants' closer of the future shuts down an inning in the present. The Nationals leave the bases loaded. 6 complete. And much to the delight of the starter, Jake Peavy, it stays 2-0 San Francisco.
Down almost as he goes towards home plate and lowers his arm angle.
Joe Panic with a drive well struck out to center field. Span on the move at the track at the wall. He can't make the catch. Panic running hard all the way out of the box into third easily with a leadoff triple. Panic. 5 hits in his first 2 career postseason games. So you should take a look at the season numbers on Craig Stammen, making his 50th appearance of the season today. Back up the middle, past Stammen, and trickling into shallow center field to make it 3-0 Giants.
With the exception of going for best record, not a lot at stake.
Runner goes. Sandoval swings and misses. Throw down on Posey is in time to complete the strike him out, throw him out, double play.
The difference is these 2 clubs have really good bullpens.
Pence with a drive into the left field corner. Harper's got to get on his horse. He's out there to make the catch. A lot of ground to cover. And a fine job by Bryce Harper to help retire the side. Not before the Giants can hang another run. The panic triple and Posey RBI single, making it 3-0 San Francisco, as we keep our coverage right here for God Bless America. Strickland to Bryce Harper. That ball is absolutely crushed. Santa Maria. The Nationals are on the board.
Well, he almost hit it to the Capitol. This is what we're talking about, power against power. And at this time, Harper wins out. I mean, that is, I haven't seen a ball go in the upper deck, the third deck.
Ramos still battling 3-2. Next offering from Strickland gets him looking. So here it is. We'll show Walter. Well, the possibilities there are really intriguing. Cabrera with a drive, and that one's gone! Home runs, RBIs, and games played. Another breaking ball. This one sent out to right center field. Blanco is under it for out number 2.
Everything he's got is electric. And this is the pen that, as we mentioned.
3-1 pitch, bounced to second. A fine play by Joe Panik to his right. Doing it on both sides of the scorecard is the San Francisco rookie. A medium this afternoon. A pitching change as Matt Thornton is on for the Nationals here to start the 8th, and he gets Brandon Belt on a broken back ground ball for route number 1. That Matt Thornton had been placed on waivers and claimed. That transaction happening on August 5th. Very good as a National this season. An 18.
Talked about left-handers that are in the lineup.
Brandon Crawford with a drive into the opposite field. Harper and Spanner there. It splits them both and bounds up over the wall for a ground rule double. So Brandon Crawford's outstanding early stages of the postseason this time. He made the jump from Double-A this year. Back to Thornton. They've got Crawford hung up. There are 2 away.
Game 1 goes on to win the series.
Line to shortstop and gobbled up to retire the side. The meat of the Nationals order in the last of the 8th with Washington down a run. 1-run ball game, and it's up to Sergio Romo to try to keep it that way, making his first postseason appearance since saving Game 4 of the 2012 World Series. A stretch of time out to Rendon, a new left fielder. Juan Perez takes over out there after pinch hitting in the top of the make. Here's the 1-2 to Rendon, and that shot through the hole. The tying run aboard to start the home 8th. Late life has brought it to within a run. Popped him up. Belt and Panik, and it's the rookie second baseman that makes the catch for out number 1. 2 balls and a strike to Adam LaRoche. Off the end of the bat into no man's land, a base hit. Wow, and he makes Desmond expand the strike zone on a slider. He'd like to have that pass back, and there are 2 away.
This is a real good sweeper, and of course,
A bouncing ball to the right side. Belt to Crawford covering, and they're able to cut down LaRoche to retire the side. Problem avoided. Still 3-2. San Francisco saved the leadoff man among position players with at least one base hit. This is Gregor Blanco leading off with a bunt attempt that works. Rendon's throw too late, and the leadoff man's aboard, starting the visitors' ninth. There, what happens between the Giants and the Nats. Kevin, thank you. What do you make of that?
Well, I can tell you this, unusual hot temperatures, and when you play a game, that's when the ball will travel in LA. In the day, when the temperatures are up, changeup is his out pitch.
Panicks wants a drive out to center field, one that moves Span before he can retire him for out number one. 0-1 the count to Buster Posey. There goes Blanco, and he'll get in there without a throw. Is that's an example of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger?
Yep.
There's a drive out to right center, pretty well hit. Worth is under it with a play, however. 2 gone. Blanco advances to third. The 2-1 to Sandoval. Popped in the infield. LaRoche to set up the last of the ninth. 7, 8, 9 part of the order. Bottom of the ninth. With a series opening win on the road, and they'll turn it over to their closer, right-hander Santiago Casilla.
Yeah, Casilla's got everything. He's got the curveball, knuckle curve, slider, split finger, changeup, fastball. He's going to give you everything, and hopefully nothing in the middle.
On a postseason roster for the 3rd time in his career. A chopper back to him, and Washington is down to their final 2 outs. Cabrera sends a drive into the opposite field. Playable for Juan Perez, and there are 2 away in the last of the ninth. Team to try to keep things going. On the first pitch, a bouncer for Joe Panik, and the Giants have stolen game 1 on the road, a 3-2 win in D.C. Jake Peavy with his best ever postseason start. San Francisco gets just enough offense to win its 9th in a row in the postseason.